Mega physical media haul for you all. This is where I run down all the movies I picked up in the entire month of February, from 4Ks to Blu-rays to box sets to limited editions. Now I'm going to give you my thoughts and recommendations on all those titles. Then as a special bonus towards the end of the video, I'll show you a couple collectibles I picked up related to movie and TV. So can't wait to get to that. But before we do, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe if you love collecting physical media just like me. I'm going to keep you entertained and up to date on all this movie goodness all year long. You're not going to want to miss a monthly haul because there's just too much good stuff in here for movie fans. But let's get right into this. No particular order. First up, we're going to have Crazy Stupid Love, which was what I recommended as my modern kind of romance movie on the Collectors Club stream. I just think this one is super funny. I love the situational humor. It's an all-star cast with Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, and it does have some dramatic moments in there too. Some moments you're going to feel for the characters, and then moments you're just going to laugh out loud. And I love by the ending, everything gets connected. It gets a little twisty in there for a rom-com. So definitely recommend this one. It is a good time. All right, next up, we're going to have more of a classic rom-com with Defending Your Life. Yes, Judgment City. This one was recommended to me by Derek from the Collectors Club, and I did not really know what to expect with this one, but I enjoyed it. You got some good acting talent here with like Meryl Streep, but it's great. You got this person that ends up dying, and he has to go to Judgment City where he gets judged on certain days of his life, and then they decide if he's ready to move on or does he have to go back and relive another life on Earth. So it's a really interesting concept, and it's like in an oasis, a resort. He has like court days in the morning, and then he gets to go eat a bunch of food that never gains him a pound later on. So it's kind of fun. It's entertaining. It's a good script here. And yeah, overall, I just enjoyed this one. So highly can recommend Defending Your Life. If you can get this in the Criterion sale, it is definitely worth it. Tons of great special features in here with interviews. It's just awesome. So really love what they did with this one. All right, next up, we're going to have 12 Monkeys from Arrow. I got this one when it was super cheap from Best Buy at like a $15.99 deal. I couldn't believe it myself. That is great for a boutique label 4K. And I didn't really know too much about this movie besides the cast is great in here with like Bruce Willis and I believe Brad Pitt. But wow, this was a trippy movie. This is sci-fi, psychological, some time travel in here. It was a little confusing. I only watched it the one time. I probably have to rewatch it again. But it's a Terry Gilliam film. He's the one who did like The Fisher King and Time Bandits. But this was probably my least favorite out of the movies I've seen from him. Like I said, very trippy. I need to pay attention more to it on a second viewing. The special features were decent enough, but still just kind of a very bizarre movie. But I love the front cover. It just looks so cool. And the title catches your attention. 12 Monkeys. You're like, what is going on with this movie? But Arrow did a great job with that one. All right, next up, we're going to have Casual Sex. Yes, this is what's it? The Mill Creek line, right? Yeah, Mill Creek, their VHS line. I love how that slipcover looks. It gives you all that nostalgia. But this movie I kind of just picked up randomly. I saw somebody post about it on Instagram. I was in the raunchy comedy mood. I wanted to check it out, see what it was all about. You got Leah Thompson in there, so she always catches my attention. And this movie just ended up being a rom-com, not overly raunchy, a little bit raunchy in there. Had funny moments. I don't think you need to absolutely see this one. It's not terrible either. I will say it's kind of in the mid range, but it was cheap because, Mill Creek VHS cover, not too expensive. So I was not mad at a blind buy on this one. All right, next up, we are going to have Mafia Mama, and I think I got this one for like $7.99 at Best Buy. And I enjoyed this one. I saw it in theaters. It's an action comedy. It does get more gory and bloody than you would expect, which was kind of surprising, almost to like Equalizer levels. And of course, you got Toni Collette in there, which is a great actress. But basically, it's this mafia mama, right? She becomes like the new godfather in Italy, and all sorts of shenanigans happen. So it's a fun time. It's going to get you a couple laughs in there. So I enjoyed Mafia Mama, and it was super cheap. So why not? All right, next up, Ooh, now this is a hefty, hefty box right here, and wow, this is so nice. Every time I look at this one, I'm like, it's so shiny. All right, let's show this off right here. We got Conan. Yes, the Conan Chronicles of Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Man, this is a thick box set. It looks so good on the shelf. I love the reds and the blacks. It just looks really cool by Arrow. I mean, look at this. You get so many goodies in there too. Oh, wow. And it was my first time watching these movies. So this was a blind buy for me. You got Arnold in here as Conan, of course, from the Conan comics. I never read those, but the images just look super cool. And I actually enjoyed these movies. They're like fantasy adventure. They're both really good. I do like them for different reasons. The first one's more kind of bloody, hardcore R. I think you got James Earl Jones in there as a villain, and I like this one. It's like I said, fantasy adventure, swords and sandals. Arnold, you can't do better than that, right? And then the second one, Conan the Destroyer. I know some people don't like that one because I think they pull back on the rating. I think it might be PG-13, so not as hardcore, bloody, and gory, but you still got all the fantasy adventure elements in there, and the supporting cast is great with like the princess and then the warrior lady, so I really enjoyed that one too for what it was. So yeah, overall, I can recommend these. These are fun, entertaining movies. Arrow did a wonderful job with the quality here, the special features packed in. You're going to spend a lot of time on this set. So I love that. It is worth the price. It is a great value. And you get so many other goodies in there I haven't even got to, but it looked like some great stuff. Oh man, that's such a nice set. All right, next up, we got to have James and the Giant Peach Special Edition. I found this one at Walmart. I'm like, I gotta pick up something from Walmart. I love this movie from my childhood, a Roald Dahl story. And I just love the combination of the live action elements and the stop motion animation with all the bug creatures and the peach. I mean, some of them are kind of creepy though. Like, oh, the cricket, I don't know about that guy, but the centipede's really cool. You got the glowworm and the earthworm in there, the spider, the ladybug. Just brings back so many fond memories. I remember reading this book as a kid. And yeah, I really enjoy that. Roald Dahl stories are just kind of comfort food for me, and so, yeah, I enjoyed this one. It's a short runtime. It's a Disney movie. Yeah, if you're into that, you're gonna like it, of course. All right, next up. Ooh, speaking of Disney, but not as comforting, I guess you could say, we got the Marvel Steelbook. Yes, the Walmart exclusive. I do kind of like how the Steelbook looks. It did catch my attention. Now, in terms of the movie itself, it is not the best Marvel movie out there. Just something went wonky with the script here. The villain isn't that great, and how it's edited together, it's a little bit choppy. But there are some fun action moments in here. There are some scenes you'll laugh, and then Miss Marvel is actually really good in this one. So shout out to her. So there's good components in here. It just didn't come together perfectly, unfortunately. So this was kind of, a decline even for Marvel standards at this point. So a little disappointing, but I couldn't pass up a Marvel Steelbook. I can't resist them. I'm gonna watch it all the time. I will get the rewatches out of it. Wish it was better, but hey, you know what? It could have been worse, like Madam Web, but we won't talk about that right now. All right, next up, we got another Steelbook, and okay, yeah, this was an interesting one. We got Footloose, cut Footloose. Oh yes, Footloose. Okay, so it's my first time watching the original Footloose. Now I love the remake Footloose. That's like one of my top films of all time. It's in my top 15 films. I can rewatch that one endlessly. I just love the cast in the remake. So I was, holding this one up, but the high expectations. I'm like, how's the original going to be? Everybody says the original is amazing sauce. And I will say, wow, probably one of the most disappointing movies I've seen ever. And not because it's a terrible movie, it's actually pretty decent. It has all the great music. The soundtrack's fantastic. You got good acting talent in there with like Kevin Bacon. You can't go wrong with some bacon, but the remake just takes everything up another level, at least in my opinion. I know I'm probably going to be in the minority on that one, and that is totally okay. So it's decent. The steelbook's very cool, where it's like you got the little cassette Walkman right there. I love the colors. The neon takes you back to the 80s. So once again, it's a decent little watch here, but I love the remake too much. So I knew it wasn't going to live up to that. So But hey, it is what it is. At least now I own it and it's a cool steelbook. So I'm happy to have it. And the special features were decent in there. So yeah, I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Just a little bit of a letdown from what I was used to. All right, next up, we got a really cool steelbook here with Silent Night. Yes, I really like this movie. It's interesting what they can do with very little dialogue and just some a wild action. I thought the action choreography was great in this movie. It takes place around the holidays, sort of. It's fun. It's like gun fu. It's like a John Wick revenge story. The Punisher. Those are my kind of movies, absolutely. So to have that little twist on it where the guy can't speak, it just gives it something a little bit different. But I enjoyed this one overall. If I want just an action movie to turn on, I'll turn on Silent Night. Why not? So yeah, I enjoy this one. I like the slipcover as well. The greens, the blues, very nice. The reds, I mean, it fits with the holiday aesthetic. So if you want a holiday title that's not super holiday, then hey, this is a good alternative pick right here. But Lionsgate did a great job with the Slippy. All right, next up, we are going to have Little Nicky. Yes, Little Nicky. Yes, this is a shout, well, a Scream Factory title, actually. So that's really cool. But yes, Adam Sandler and Little Nicky. I remember this one from my childhood, and I absolutely love this movie. I think it's just so funny. It's hilarious. It's like, oh, why does this taste like Pepsi? And it was a Coke. You turned the Coke into Pepsi. That was the most evil thing you could do. Adam Sandler is just so good in the role, and then I like the aesthetics. I like how they make Hell look, and his brothers, and Rodney Dangerfield in there, and his dad, and his mom as an angel. I just really like the story with this one. It's very quirky. It's very funny and weird. You got Ozzy Osbourne that shows up for a great cameo with the bat ripping. Oh my gosh, it is a great. The music's great in here. It's just if you want to just relax, turn your brain off, have a fun time, you're in a good comedy mood. Little Nicky is just it works. The dog's so funny as well. The dog is great. Oh, it's awesome. I love this one. This I once again remember it from my childhood, just like James and the Giant Peach. I remember Little Nicky, so I had a great time with that one. All right, next up, we gotta have the Conjuring Universe 7-movie collection. So now I know there's more Conjuring movies out here, but I had to do this for a James Wan filmography stream. We're celebrating him, so I had to rewatch a couple of the Conjuring movies. And Conjuring 1 and 2 are fantastic. I really enjoy those ones. They're both kind of neck and neck with me, but they're just filmed so well. I mean, James Wan just does a great job. The music in there, the editing, the scare factors that feel legit scary, just the atmosphere and the acting is amazing. Everything is fantastic in those couple Conjuring movies. Now you get other Conjuring movies in here. I haven't given those rewatches yet. I remember them kind of being in the mid level, but you need this for Conjuring 1 and 2 at the very least, right? All right, next up, because we were celebrating James Wan once again, we gotta have Insidious Chapter 2, both filmed by James Wan. I always say Insidious, of course, is more of the masterpiece. Insidious, just once again, like the Conjuring movies, very atmospheric, very creepy, the acting solid. They did a lot with a low budget. I love the lore of going into the further area. That was very cool. The red door, so I really like Insidious. Now, Insidious Chapter 2 does lose its way, gets a little bit boring, drags on a little bit. The villain I don't like as much. So Insidious Chapter 2 definitely a step down, but the first Insidious, very good. And I gotta go see Insidious 3 and 4 now. I gotta check those out. I heard the third one is actually pretty solid, better than the second. So I definitely want to check those out eventually. But hey, happy to have them in the collection now. All right, so those were the movies that I picked up in the month of February. But now we got, like I said, a little bonus here of some TV and movie related collectibles, I guess you could say. And we got, of course, Patrick Star from SpongeBob with his little jellyfishy net, right? He got to capture the jellyfish best friend forever. The fun song. You know what I'm talking about, my SpongeBob fans out there. So this is just something cute that Amazing Anna picked out. And, I get we had to have it, I guess. We found it at Walmart. We had to have it. Just it happens like that sometimes. And then for my horror fans, movie related now, this was great as well. Yes, we got Billy, right? Jigsaw, look at this. Look at the shiny, glittery boots, too. That's kind of an interesting choice. Like, why make these just very shiny? I don't know, kind of random. But yeah, I mean, come on, you gotta have Billy. gotta have this, represents the Saw franchise, right? We talked about celebrating James Wan's filmography. This was perfect to fit in with the theme of that month. And yeah, I'm a massive, massive Saw fan. I love Saw. I rewatch it all the time. It's so good. Just a police procedural thriller, the twist in there, I absolutely love. So now when I look at this, I will remember the Saw movie. Just remember a great surprising time with that one. So yeah, I had to pick up a couple plushes this month. But there we go. That's everything I picked up in the month of February. Once again, you guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments below what'd you pick up, both movie and collectible wise. What were some of your favorites? What were your favorites I showed off today? Let's have those fun movie conversations down below. And once again, if you have not yet done so, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you're alerted when a new video posts, and I keep you entertained and update on all these physical media topics all year long, and just make every day a movie day. And of course, if you love this physical media topic, mega smash the next one right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters.